Greetings, friends. Just a year's end reflection and thank you on behalf of Allison and myself and the whole team at the Contemplative Studies Program. I want to just let you know how deeply grateful I am that we maintained the coherence through thick and thin for yet another year with the looming threats of lockdown and the polarization our community has maintained and stayed the course. And it's worth noting that the power of the Dharma in keeping us together and in a collective vision and creating a microclimate of solidarity has been nothing short of magic. The year 2021 began, of course, with the visit of our precious Lama Geshe Tenzin Zopa. We were eager to start the tantras, and under his wise advice, he advised us to go and begin again the gradual path, Lam Rim, all the way at the beginning. And of course, that ruffled a few feathers, but we stayed the course and practiced Guru devotion and created some new inroads with our Lam Rim meditation series, thanks to the collaborative spirit and our special guest, Soundmaster Phil Jacobs. I think we took the Lam Rim in a new and novel direction. We went bottom up, stayed the course, but really emphasized the meditative practices, and with Phil's help, able to really stimulate both brain hemispheres with his beautiful harmonic resonance and really deepen our visualization practice as we moved through the stages of the path. We enjoyed 2 courses together with plenty of rest in between, and I think thus far, I think the training has worked very well in that cadence, especially with the growing fatigue amongst the enduring syndrome of the pandemic. We look forward to a 3rd course beginning in January, which I'd like to invite you all to enjoy. And we're very, very pleased to partner with Tibet House for the 3rd course, Becoming a Bodhisattva with Tibet House, an encore performance with Phil Jacobs and I as we continue in the Mahayana steps of the path. There were great new innovations in the 2021. Our director, Allison Graham, instituted the courtyard and a place for community membership to gather and to process and to share ideas and to challenge ideas and to deepen our sense of community despite all the challenges to being together. And I want to just thank Allison for that innovation, that brilliant stroke of genius. And in talking with our colleague Ian Baker, he called it the agora, from the ancient Greece idea or notion of a forum, a marketplace, if you will, where we could meet and interplay of ideas. So that has been very wonderful. And in that space, we were fortunate enough to have a series of lectures called the Sense Making the Pandemic series, where we invited Anderson Tawn to showcase his brilliance and eloquence around Jung. We had, of course, my friend in the Oracle, Lynn Bell, astrologer, come and give us a quarterly forecast. Last month we had Ian Baker deliver a phenomenal lecture on the Shambhala prophecy, and I recently closed that lecture series up with the mythopoetics of rebirth and the pilgrimage into the Eleusinian mysteries, which I hope was fodder for our discussion in the agora or the courtyard, really trying to stimulate a new conversation that avoids the extremes of the very, very insidious polarization, very rigid, narrow bandwidth of energy that stirs up our emotions, creates polarization, creates division, very divisive energy. So we hoped we prompted our community with new lenses in which to discuss and process and live within the archetype of the pandemic. I just want to make note that the other emerging phenomenon in this year's process has been the service project, which yet again has been mind-blowing and such an honor to watch. With the early inception of the pilgrimage being canceled to Nepal, we still stayed the course to honor the nuns of the Rachen Nunnery in Sum Valley, hometown of our Lama Geshe Tenzin Zopa. And under his wise leadership and vision, he had us conceive of a project to plant an orchard of 500 trees. And in his classic style, this is a way for all of us to congeal together as a community, stay focused on a common project in the spirit of compassion, in the atmosphere and in the vibration of the Dharma, and to just not get pulled in distraction with the pandemic madness. I think it has been a skillful means of Geshe Tenzin Zopa to bring us together, but also a boon for us. I've watched people like Deb and Karen and Erica and so many others, too many, countless to mention, but you know who you are. You took the initiative, you took the step up, and we've had such an unbelievable outpouring of support. We've up to date gathered somewhere between $12,000 of our $17,000 budget. And so I'm so pleased, I'm so delighted, I am thrilled, I'm inspired. It's an incredible thing, and there's still more to go, and anybody who hasn't yet contributed or wants to participate, the new year will continue in that vein all the way up until 2022, when we together send a delegate of our pilgrims up to the Sum Valley to meet the nuns with Geshe Tenzin Zopa and see the groundbreaking for the orchard. So it's a wonderful symbol of solidarity. It's a wonderful symbol of ecological growth or karmic ripening. It's a wonderful symbol to support the nuns who represent the divine feminine. And to me, it is part and parcel, the heart of the Contemplative Studies Program. So I'm so delighted to be part of this process with you. I look forward in the new year to continuing the gradual path with you. I look forward to venturing on an unbelievable pilgrimage, come what may, next October 2022 with Geshe Tenzin Zopa. I'm in the process of writing a new book, which is bringing together the mythopoetics of Greece and India, the search for the elixir of immortality, the quenching the thirst of the soul and reclaiming the soul so that we can bring it back. That book is called Return with Elixir. And I have the pleasure to announce the launching of my new podcast in the new year called the Wisdom Keeper Podcast, which is my attempt to really engage people who hold sacred knowledge, who will be custodians of sacred wisdom, so that we can go back in order to move forward at this great cataclysm in the astrology of the time that we're living in. So without further ado, let me once again, on behalf of Geshe Tenzin Zopa and Allison Graham and myself, the team here at Contemplative Studies Program, thank you so much for your ongoing commitment, your involvement, your energy, your enthusiasm, participating in the programs, participating in the archive programs of the Contemplative Studies Immersion, participating in the courtyard, participating in pilgrimage, participating in service project, and an all-around just continuing to be decent, loving, engaged human beings and keeping that coherence going. So from the bottom of my heart, as we conclude with the 2021, just days away from the winter solstice, I see us really having the opportunity to either get engulfed in the madness at a horizontal kind of, on a horizontal plane as the kind of gauntlet closes down, or we can together kind of go vertical and keep our consciousness very high and keep our focus on the Dharma and keep our hearts open to others, even despite our differences. In fact, that is so important that we not fall prey to the polarization, but keep our hearts open to differences of opinion, to keep our hearts open to differences of lifestyle choices. That's how we create tolerance and patience and maintain coherence. And so that's what I'd like to end here with this final message, just to keep our hearts and minds open, try to move above the fray, and keep our eyes focused on something much more positive and virtuous. And as long as the looming specter of the pandemic remains, we will still be working on our Bodhisattva path. We'll still be developing all the qualities of the Bodhisattva. And this is how we make a precious human life, what is called extracting the essence of a precious human life. So with that, thank you once again, and look forward to continuing all the work together. and wishing you all my best for the holidays and the new year.